look, so it also happened from knight f3. I think we can explain that the knight f3 usually white plays in order to limit black's options, so it does not mean that he is not ready to go for d4, but he wants to have an option against Grunfeld, for example, to play the anti-Grunfeld. I think that's kind of the main explanation behind this move order. So yeah, now we are getting the classical Queen's Gambit. However, here the move b6 is a very rare line. I mean, usually black plays the move c5, the classical main move, or the move knight b7. Those are the two main continuations, but the move b6 in this...
I beg to differ. b6 is... I mean, there are some really interesting lines here where if white exchanges on d5, then black can take with the knight and then recapture with the queen and sacrifice the pawn on c7. And these lead to actually very sharp positions where black has long-term compensation. It's not so silly actually, and of course these lines are kind of analysed to death by a lot of the top guys, but it has done reasonably well for black actually.
Yeah, in the last couple of three years or something, b6 really got popular, but yeah, before it was clear that c5 and knight b7 are the mains.
Sure.
However, as you mentioned, yeah, this line is pawn sacrifice, and then the input of the computers claiming that actually black has enough long-term compensation. I think that was the game changer, and ever since then people understood that okay, then I can play b6. But the way how
Suddenly I can see an active black rook here.
Yeah, and they have got rook h2 wins the bishop, no? Am I blundering something, or is rook h2 just... but okay,
Bishop
bishop
e4,
also...
he's just winning a piece.
Yeah, I mean, no matter how, yeah, bishop e4, rook h2, everything is winning a piece, so it's game over, in fact.
How on earth did Duda pull this one out the bag? Incredible. He was clearly worse, and somehow he's managed to stir the... And looks like a winning position. We'll have to do a recap.
Yeah, well, maybe actually we can even do the recap, because, okay, this is...
No, we'll stick with this. We'll stick with this because we'll have time in between the games.
Yes, because the games are actually finishing together. Yeah, this is absolutely right.
Yeah.
Because we have always 15 minutes between each game, and now that both games finish at the same time, it means that I mean, more or less the same time. Who knows, this Ding-Liren game? If Ding takes it very personal, then he can play a lot of moves with rook knight against rook. I know that I had this position against Kramnik, rook knight against pawn, and I remember that Kramnik was very disappointed because till I managed to win his final pawn, I somehow needed to place like 30-35 moves, and he felt like he's gonna play for 100. But for me, it was like a matter of principle to take that last pawn, and when I took the pawn, I offered the draw suddenly, and then he was relieved, yeah, and I was relieved as well. Yeah, it's over.
Okay, there we are. Jan-Krzysztof Duda has beaten Quang Liem. Incredible. And Magnus has rook and pawn against rook and knight. That